साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ariane.
Good evening, Rita, and good afternoon and good morning, if we have anyone from other parts of the world.
Absolutely. How are you today?
Oh, very well, thank you. And yourself, Rita?
Very good. Excited about today's program, actually.
Yes, all about innocence, isn't it? And
Yes,
the
yes.
relationship with nature and Sahaja Yoga. Very lovely topic.
Absolutely. A very different topic. So, to what we normally do, because at the programs we reflect on the first energy center and innocence, but this is looking from a different perspective also with nature and animals and how that's related. So I'm very excited. Shall we invite Hazel to join us? Yes, absolutely.
She's our guest speaker tonight, yes.
She is. Hello, Hazel.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Rita.
Hazel.
Hello, Ariane.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Very
exciting.
Very exciting.
And you have such a lovely program for
you.
us, don't you, Hazel? You live in a beautiful part of Perth, surrounded by beautiful paddock and horses, and you're going to share a little bit about the relationship with all of that and Sahaja Yoga and the meditation. But first, would you like to tell us a little bit about how you discovered Sahaja Yoga and how you came to love meditating, Hazel?
I was actually introduced to Sahaja Yoga by my sister, who's been practicing this method of meditation for many, many years, Christine Driver. And she introduced me and my children to it. And it's just such a beautiful thing to do. It's so in the here and the now and the living, and you can work it into your life so easily. And I'm so lucky to have horses as well. So it's just a lovely thing to do.
So how long have you been in Sahaja, Hazel?
Oh gosh, it must be about 28 years, I think.
Amazing. Yes.
Coming for for a long time. Time flies. Yeah.
So the horses, you've always had horses then, or it's with?
Yes, I've had horses for about more than 50 years. So they've always been part of our lives here. And yeah, we're just fortunate to live in the eastern hills of Perth in Western Australia, and in a beautiful spot with lots of trees and the nature, and horses are such beautiful creatures. But it's a really nice thing to do. Other people feel the calmness, I think, through the meditation, and that's nice. And I teach people as well, and I'm involved in the dressage scene in Perth. So yeah, it's really a really nice thing to do.
That's amazing, because I've heard that horses actually can understand emotions. There's a therapy with horses apparently that people who they may be struggling with something emotional, and then when they come near a horse, they feel calmer. Have you experienced that, Hazel? That a calming?
Oh, so much so, yeah. When we have a little bit of video, and you'll see that the horses they want to be with you all the time. It's like dogs too. They know, and they want to feel, they want to be with you. And yes, it's very popular now, the equine therapy. It's they're just, when people come and see them, and they just want to touch them, and their noses are soft, and they just, like I say, and they've got big eyes, and they just want to be with you. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think my introduction to horses was when I remember reading Amar Chitrakatha's comics that I always talk about Rani Lakshmibai. So she was a queen in India who then fought against the Britishers and that. But this beautiful photo of her on the horse with her, son at the back, and then jumping through. And just, I suppose with that, for me, I always had the sense of the elegance, or the what's the word with the horses? I don't know. It's just the way they walk, and then the way they kind of moving. It just seems so elegant and so beautiful and calming. And so I've always wanted to learn horse riding, or to kind of be around horses. And so when I came to Australia, and I found out that I'm allergic to horses.
Okay.
So I was very disappointed.
Oh,
So, but yes, whenever we see,
that is sad. Yes.
when we went to the show and saw the horses, they're just amazing. And as you said, that you can just absolutely feel that calmness, or the heart with the animals. It's the same, isn't it, with the dogs? Or when you're worried, it doesn't matter how sad you are, or you're sitting out there, the dog will come and give you a hug, and nudge you, and you just feel your heart open.
Absolutely, yeah. I know there's been a couple of times when I've gone out to the paddock and hugged a horse because I was upset about something, I think. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And they're very forgiving too. Yes.
I think all animals are that innocence, that complete
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. That's right. Yeah, that is amazing. What a great thing to learn, hey, if we can, to let go of our conditionings and just have that unconditional love for everyone as humanity and human beings, and respect each other as spirits. So I am looking forward to today's show, today's program. That's why. So we might give the floor to Hazel, shall we?
Yes. So we're looking forward to it. So over to you, Hazel, and take us on your wonderful journey with nature and innocence and Sahaja Yoga. Thank you.
Okay. So if we'd like to settle down and just our palms on our laps, palms upward. And we'll take a bandhan. So we'll raise our kundalini or raise our energy and put this bandhan or bond of love on. And so if you lift with your left hand, start from right from the bottom, where you're sitting, on the floor or on a chair, wherever you are. So you lift with your left hand and you turn over with your raising with your right hand, lifting your energy up to the top of your head, and we tie one knot. And this is to lift the energy of the first channel or the left channel. And we do that 3 times because there's a left channel, a right, and a center channel. So we do this again. So lift with our left hand, keeping our attention on this left hand. And lifting this energy to the top of the head, and we tie 2 knots. And we do it one more time for the third channel. And we tie 3 knots this time to keep that energy at the top of our head. And then with our left hand staying over on our left leg, on our left knee, and we take the right hand and we go from hip to hip, and we take a bond of love over all our energy centers. So we do that once for the first energy center, which is the one we are focusing on today, the center of innocence. We do it the second time, the energy center at the level of the hips. For the third time, the energy center at the level of the waist. At the heart center. At the throat center, the center of our diplomacy, our sweet talking. At the center of our forgiveness, on our forehead. And the integration at the top of the head of all these centers. All these energy centers with the universal energy. And just take a few deep breaths and settle our attention inside. If you have glasses, it's not a bad idea to take them off at this stage. We can close our eyes and there'll be some music and we'll have a short meditation.
That was such a beautiful settling down of attention, Hazel. Thank you with your beautiful horses. So, what have you planned for us today? We're doing for this evening.
So will we have the talk from Shri Mataji now?
It was really so joyful to know that they have done it. But if I was a very normal person, I would have said, oh my God, what a color, what a thing, and like that. So whatever they have done, I can't even enjoy that. One thing is the enjoyment is lost. For a child, enjoyment is complete. Whatever he says, he makes joy. Joyful thing out of it. You look at children. I've seen children, they find anything, they make a toy out of it. The other day we had gone to Genoa and I saw there were big blockades kept there. Some children came from somewhere, they just climbed on that and made horses out of them and were enjoying them. You see, they find anything, any space, they make a joyful thing for them, a play for them. For them, life is also a play, just a thing of enjoyment. And they make you also enjoy everything. If you are not in a good mood, they'll come and behave in such a manner that you'll have to come round and become a very simple, natural person. So to see a simple, natural person, we always say, they are like children. Means they do not understand the cunning. They do not understand the stupidity of the people, and they live in their own world of innocence. In the same way, all the Sahajogis have to develop that aura around them. Let people see you, how innocent you are, how sweet you are. No arguments, no quarreling, no fighting is needed. It is just the inner satisfaction of thoughtless awareness. Many people say, Mother, we cannot become thoughtless. Why? Why can't you become thoughtless? Because all the time, whatever you see, you want to react. If you gradually start stopping reaction, introspect yourself, see for yourself. If you are all the time trying to react, tell your mind to behave itself. If there's any reaction, you just don't say anything. Keep quiet. Gradually you will be amazed and surprised how you become thoughtlessly aware. How beautiful you become, and everybody who sees you will know that you are something different. You are not like the normal person. But the normal reaction of human beings is that if there's a quarrel going on, say, on the street, everybody will join in the quarrel. They like to fight. They want to be part and parcel of that quarrel or fight or whatever it is. They don't want to get out of it. At that time, if you just have your innocence, that will act. I told you, innocence is the spirit, and spirit is the innocence, which cannot be destroyed by that. The fact is that it cannot be destroyed by anything, and it can be re-established through Sahaja Yoga. You might have been a very aggressive person. You might have been a very unhappy person. You might have been a person who is all the time disturbing others, maybe. But after Sahaja Yoga, you can make your personality so sweet and beautiful that not only you can enjoy, but others can also enjoy. This innocence is something which is absolute, honest intelligence. It is not that it works for the purpose, some purpose, but it is purposeless. It's absolutely purposeless. And thus it achieves that height of joy because there is no purpose in anything. It sees the futility of all kinds of endeavors that we have. It just enjoys. Why people are running up and down, why are they fighting? Just stands up and sees that why should they do it like that. Some may think they are all right, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's not so. Innocence is something, I told you, is an innate quality. And you should not deceive yourself by thinking you are innocent. On the contrary, you just put some introspection upon yourself and see for yourself what have you been doing so far as others are concerned. What is your attitude? I have already talked to you about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the expression of innocence. It is the expression of Sri Ganesha. Children who are gifted with this will always try to please you. They know what you want, what you need. They'll give you all the joy that you want. They'll do all the things that you like, just to please you. They don't have their own wants. They don't want to have their own demands. They never say, I want this, you do for me, never. They just want to see what you want. What do you want to have? And they put all the effort to supply you with that, whatever you want. It's very interesting how the children behave towards others, elders. Just like, I would say, a great understanding, we should say, like a very elderly personality. So in innocence you become extremely grown-up, matured, very matured. With that maturity you know what this person needs and what the other person should not have. And the way they establish is very interesting. Children are the most interesting things, I think, in the world. For me, roses are very beautiful. But children are the most interesting thing, and they teach you so many things that you are surprised at their innocence. So many jokes are there about the children, how they behave, how they talk, and they are so innocent that they will tell everything to everyone. They have no way of hiding anything. It's very difficult. I know one joke when a gentleman came to the house for dinner. So the child was looking at him very intensely. And then he said, Mother, he doesn't eat like a horse as you told me. So everybody was shocked. He doesn't eat like a horse. Mother must have told him he eats like a horse. So he looked at him, he doesn't eat like a horse. See, they are so innocent, sometimes they say things by which you can get exposed completely. There are so many jokes about it, and if you write some books, writing the jokes of children, I tell you, people will just enjoy it. Because though so innocently they say things which are nothing but the truth. And they cannot tell lies. They are so truthful. That's the quality.
That was so beautiful, wasn't it, Ariane?
It's like we're being rocked.
Oh, just absolutely. And I think that is, as we were saying, with the animals are so sensitive to the vibrations, our vibrations, and reading the vibrations. It's not just the emotions, but as you know, one with realized souls, the vibrations flowing, they can really feel that.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think, Hazel, if you could have your video on, please, and join us, that would be lovely. That's great.
Hello again.
Hello.
That was so beautiful.
Oh, the horses at your property.
Amazing.
Thank
you for sharing that. Yeah.
Oh, they're so beautiful. But Shri Mataji holding the dogs. I know, made me. I wanted to tear up a little. I thought, oh, that's so beautiful. Yes.
And the lamb.
But the horses have that quality that he was talking about. Yeah, the child, like they're like children. They really are. And you just smile at them and they want to come to you. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. I'm so blessed.
Yes, to have that experience and to be able to, that opportunity is also amazing to, as we say, I think Chris was saying that we should all have pets at the ashrams, and that is it, isn't it? It kind of just teaches us that unconditional love, as you were saying, Ariane.
They're very calming.
Yes, yes. Are you leading us with the meditation, Hazel?
We have the beautiful raga Shamkalyan, which is for the base chakra, the base energy center that we were talking about today, the innocence. So if we can play that and just take our attention, if we can lift our energy 3 times, we leave our left hand on our knee and just lift the kundalini, lift the energy and touch the top of our head. If we do that 3 times, and just keeping your attention on your right hand while you do that, and touch your head again. This raga that we're going to listen to is for this space energy. It's very beautiful. So if we close our eyes and just take our attention inside, and if you can keep it here at the top of your head while you listen to this raga.
Raga Sham Kalyan. Please put your attention on Muladhara Chakra. Let me tell you something about Raga Sham Kalyan. I find out a very close relation between human emotions and classical ragas. Innocency, the most important emotion and part of human life. Very hard to achieve but very easy to enjoy. Rag Sham Kalyan. Very tough to perform but very peaceful to listen. Let's enjoy Rag Sham Kalyan. Rema Padama Pani Sadama Rema Pada Rema Padama Rema Pam Rema Nepa Mama Rema Mari Papa Rema Rema Nepa Mama Rema Padama Mama Nisa Sanita Dama Bagama Rema Resa Resa Mari Pama Dama Mama Sanita Dama Bagama Rema Padama Dama Dama Bagama Rema Padama Mada Padama Bagama Mari Sanita
What a beautiful raga for meditation.
Yes, really, really. Very calming. So calming. Hazel, really lovely choice.
I'm surrounded by cool.
Yes, cool on the hands, cool on top of the head.
Absolutely. And hopefully people attending with us today could feel the vibrations on the Muladhara. One is at the base of the energy centers, so right over the place of the Muladhara, which is on our hands down at the palm. With the meditation, could feel that clearing out. Now, the interesting part of the placement of the Muladhara is it's just actually below the Kundalini, the little triangular bone which resides our Kundalini. So what is the significance of that, Hazel, Ariane? If you wouldn't mind explaining or having a discussion with that.
Well, the innocence is the key element in Sahaja Yoga, isn't it? It's the beginning of because the innocence is nature. You know, I think the nature was created first, wasn't it, Hazel? And then human beings were created, but innocence was the first quality that was in the world. And whenever we have troubles, if we go into nature, we feel always, I mean, I always feel better after I have a walk in nature. And especially after our self-realization, we get even quicker, we get calmer even quicker, because our Kundalini is the first chakra is made of the Mother Earth. So the Kundalini sort of responds very quickly, isn't it, Hazel? That you live in so much surrounding
any chance to sit on the earth or to sit on the ground, it's like the tree root, isn't it? It's the very basis of everything. And if that's strong, and that quality of innocence that you were talking about is strong, then the tree can grow, can take nourishment from that. And it's just, it's just so important. Yeah.
That's right. As we say, the foundation for the house. So the stronger that is, the stronger it sustains the growth, or as the Kundalini grows and the Kundalini kind of establishes, it's able to hold that up instead of kind of it falling down again and again. So, and that's right. And that innocence of thoughts, and innocence of love, and innocence of action. And so it's not just, it's like a child, isn't it? To enjoy those little things of nature and stuff, but also not have it's a very hard, but I think the easiest way, it's like all of us have that innocence. It doesn't go away anywhere. It might just be clouded, by thoughts or by experiences or by knowledge. But as we meditate, it just shines back up again.
That's so true. And out of that innocence comes the wisdom, doesn't it?
Yes.
The innocence comes first, and then you become wise, and that's what dictates in our lives, doesn't it?
That's right. And it happens when we meditate and we are in that peaceful state. Then I think the wisdom develops naturally. As we are, before we get self-realization, we may go a little bit more into imbalance. But in Sahaja Yoga, the Kundalini brings our two sides back in the center more quickly again. We bounce back quicker, I think, once we have found the meditation in Sahaja Yoga. We do come back to the center quicker. That's my
right.
experience. Yeah.
So instead of that pendulum swinging from left to right, it's kind of more a gentle balance back into the center that happens. But I think one of the other things is that to realize is that these qualities are within us. They are the quality of the energy centers, which means that as we meditate and as the Kundalini is establishing within us, as it's bringing the energy centers back to balance, those qualities automatically start reflecting within us. So it's not something that you kind of have to enforce or mentally try or kind of go, I have to be innocent. You just kind of start finding that, your heart opens, or you start enjoying going for walks in the nature, whereas you might not, or a dip in the sea, or just walking, on the lawn, and whereas at one stage you might not enjoy that, or sit down and you sit for meditation and you just don't want to get up. You're just enjoying that connection with the earth or with the nature. So
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
no,
It's all
maybe.
about the balance, isn't it? About balancing, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
And it is very much to do with our emotional side. The first chakra, isn't it? It's the beginning of our emotional, our lunar channel, and that's why it's very important that we have this center well nourished. And nature is one, and the other one that I found that is the poets, like William Blake. He talked about the innocence, these beautiful poems, and also William Wordsworth, who is talking about if we have love for nature, we have love for humanity. And with the modern lifestyle, we have been taken away from nature, but now we're coming more back to nature. And that's because it's recentering us. Yeah, definitely. That is what you found. Well, you're surrounded by beautiful trees and horses, Hazel. You probably have that every day. Yeah.
It's hard sometimes to put it into words because it's just there. And if you walk outside and it's just the silence of the trees, it's just, that's
Beautiful.
what is so incredible. Sometimes you just want to stand and listen to the silence, if that sounds, yeah.
You can just feel it. Absolutely. Even as you're saying, you can just absolutely feel that silence and just wanting to be there without.
Yeah, it takes us to sleep.
Without the head in
having
it.
to. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Without definitely, and that's one of the reasons, like when you're working in the garden and you're there, it's that connection with Mother Earth, and because that's that natural cleansing that's happening, because that's the quality of the Mother Earth, so even as you're working, and your Muladhara is there, your Kundalini is there, the nature, so that balance that is continuously happening at that stage also. So even unconsciously, as you put your attention, and it's connected to the divine, it's connected to the all-pervading power, which is the energy everywhere that goes through the elements, the earth, the air, the ether. So as soon as you put that attention, and even as you're working in the garden and doing that, having that attention on the Muladhara, or as we learn about the mantras and stuff, it just absolutely helps to clear out so much. You just get that balance back.
And especially these stressful times. Yeah.
Definitely. So I think we've got some beautiful music that we can finish off with meditation and settling our attention back, because I absolutely enjoyed that Muladhara music that you had, Hazel. That was fantastic. So shall we finish with raising our Kundalini and putting a bandhan on?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Shri Mataji, thank you very much. Have a fantastic week.
Thank you, Hazel.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you, Arya.
Shri Mataji.
We'll see you same time, same place next week.
Thank you.
The Muladhara Chakra. The deity is Shri Ganesha. The essence of Muladhara is innocence, purity and joy. And the raga I am going to present is Hamsadvani. Hamsadvani is supposed to be considered very auspicious raga. Many concerts begin with the raga Hamsadvani. Muladhara Murti, Muladhara Murti, Gajamukan, Muladhara Murti, Gajamukan, Shadanamunad, Ubaya Shadanam, Muladhara Murti, Gajamukan, Shadanamunad. ಗ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ನಿತ್ತ ಬನಿ ಸ ಗ ಬನಿ ಸ ರೆ ಗ ಬನಿ ಸ ಸರೆ ಗ ಬನಿ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರ ಸರಿ ಬಗ ನಿ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ರೆ ಸ ಗ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ರೆ ಗ ಬನಿ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರ सा सा नि रे ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ರೆ ಗ ಪ ಪ ಗ ಬ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ರಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಬ ಗ ನಿ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಗ ರಿ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಗಪನಿ ಸನೆ ಗಪನಿ ಗಬನಿ ನಿ 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 ಬನಿ ನಿ 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 ಬ ಸ ಸ ಸ ಸ ಸ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ನಿ ಸ 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 ನಿ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ಸ ರಿ ಸ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ನಿ ನಿ ಗ ಬ ಸ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ಬ ಬ ನಿ ನಿ ಗ ಗ ಬ ಬ ರಿ ಗ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಗ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ಬ ಗ ಪ ಬ ಗ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ನಿ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ಪ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ರಿ ನಿ ತಿ ನಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ನಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ನಿ ರಿ ಗ ಗ ರಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ರಿ ಗ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ಗ ಗ ಗ ಗ ರಿ ರಿ ಗ ಗ ಗ ಗ ನಿ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ಪ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ಗ ಗ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ದ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ತ್ರಿ ಸ ತ್ರಿ ದ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ರಿ ಸ ರಿ ಗ ಬ ಗ ಬ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ಬ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ಗ ಪ ಗ ಬ ನಿ ದ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ರಿ ಗ ಬ ಗ ಬ ರಿ ಗ ಪ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ಗ ಬ ನಿ ದ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ರಿ ದ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ 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 ರಿ ಸ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಬ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ರಿ ಗ ಗ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ನಿ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಗ ಬ ಸ ನಿ ಗ ಬ ನಿ